What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Underdog Fantasy Show. It's going to be a good one. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bells. You get going. And why am I so excited? Well, it's a win or go home situation, or you just stay home because it's in Minnesota. My guy Neil Orfield going to be at the game cheering on our Timberwolves in person. Neil, 1, how are you doing? 2, how you feeling about tonight?
I am doing great. I'm excited to be going to the game tonight. How am I feeling about it? I'm glad that we're playing the Thunder instead of the Pelicans.
Same.
Hard to feel any kind of confidence in this Timberwolves team. They've just been so bad to us this year. But I think that they're likely to win. I like our chances here. Do you believe in moral victories, Eric? I had a friend texting me asking how do you feel about the Timberwolves game, and I was like, it sucked, obviously, that the game against the Lakers. And he's like, yeah, but they played them so hard. You know, they had no business being in that game and they were in it. And I was like, I don't care. I'm sick of Minnesota sports teams like being competitive against good teams and then losing. I'm just over it. Do you, sounds like you feel the same way.
Yeah, I don't believe in moral victories in team sports. In individual sports, it's so hard to win at anything. I mean, Scotty Scheffler is the best golfer in the entire world. He has like a 5%, 6% win percentage every time he tees it up. Like, we're talking 1 in 20. So like, that's how hard it is to win individual sports. And it's hard to not give yourself a pat on the back. Oh, I played well in tough conditions, but you know, there's 150 people in a field. For team sports, the whole idea is to have the collective be able to achieve something. And if you don't achieve anything relative to expectations, it's a failure of a season. And that's how it works. I mean, Pittsburgh's been in the playoffs for how many years consecutively in the NHL? They fired their entire front office today because it's the first year in like 25 that they failed. That's relative to expectations.
Yep, absolutely. We're on the same page. There's
Underdog fantasy, though. We'll dive right in. Anything else you want to add there? Again, I'm so jealous of you. I wish I were there tonight.
Yeah, I wish you were coming tonight too. We could hang out, but maybe a future game. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add. I'm very excited about it. Obviously, I love going to these games where it's like the whole crowd is into it. These are the most fun games to go to. So very much looking forward to it. And obviously a fun matchup, like two fast-paced teams with the Timberwolves and Thunder. That's my kind of game.
Well, this is my kind of a site. Underdog Fantasy. Check it out. You can download the app at the App Store, Google Play, or you can go to UnderdogFantasy.com, where we're heading right now to do the Pick 'em selections. If this is your first time tuning into our Friday show, let me just set the table for you. We're going to do Pick 'em. We're going to put together a 5-player lineup, a 5-pick lineup, if you will. We're going to throw them all together, and we're going to have a payout multiplier up to 20x our money. I always start with Neil. We go back and forth, and then we kind of agree on that 5th one as we round out our card, maybe find some correlation or something. But to set the table for tonight, Chicago, Miami, Minnesota, Oklahoma City. If you guys want to be partaking in any props in this game over at Underdog, use promo code Stokastic. Get yourself $100 first match deposit bonus over at Underdog right now. Neil, I'm going to turn it over to you here. We're going to do this, then we're going to do our flash draft at the end. But our first pick for the Pick 'em section, go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Conley. I love taking the over on Mike Conley's assist line. Mike Conley played 44 minutes against Lakers, 39 in regulation. The line on Mike Conley is just 5.5 assists. I really love taking the over there. Again, it's a fast-paced game. He's going to be playing every minute he can handle here against the Thunder. We've got him projected for over six assists here. So the line of 5.5, I really love taking the over on 5.5 assists for Mike Conley.
Yeah, and then right below that, if you're looking at Stokastic, we have NBA Bet Pro. It is amazing to be able to check out all the different pick'em sites, all in one easy to find place, and you can find the best plays each one individually. Now, a lot of these have the same type plays across no matter what site it is that you're playing on. But here at Underdog, I gotta love this Kobe White under 9.5 points, one of our top projected ones. And I don't know what to make of the minutes. He ended up playing 25. There were really no other bench players outside of him and Patrick Williams, who I felt like had to be on the floor a little bit more for defensive purposes against Toronto. I think this isn't exactly the matchup that you want to have Kobe White out there with Tyler Hero. Kyle Lowry actually played a very serviceable basketball game for the first time in a long time. I don't think Kobe White is really the piece that you could have play some kind of profound amount of minutes. Alex Caruso ran into foul trouble there in the second half. I think that might have boosted a little bit. I think Alex Caruso is live to play 36 minutes in this game. We saw 31 for him last time out. That was a huge stand from Greg and I on the last program. We'll talk about his fantasy score here perhaps too, but that was the first time in a long time that we've seen foul trouble from Alex Caruso. And so it stands to reason I don't think Kobe White plays more than 22 minutes in a lot of scenarios today. Do you agree with me? And how do you feel about that prop?
Yeah, I like that prop quite a bit. I'm with you. Yeah, you and Greg talked me into Alex Caruso, and he did quite well, even with the foul trouble. Still worked out great for us. So I like that prop quite a bit. Let's take the over on that one.
No, under on points. Yeah,
that's what I meant. Under. But then I also want, because we want Alex Caruso playing more minutes. Yeah, good call. Another prop that you absolutely killed, and it was something that, as I was watching the show, somebody asked me early on about Jalen Williams. How do you feel about Jalen Williams tonight? And I told him, yeah, he's playable. And then as I was looking, I was like, Jalen Williams clearly has upside to play more minutes here. And then shortly after I was thinking about
YLIN Williams, by the way, there's two of them on Oklahoma City. So we're talking the center one, who I was in love with. Yes.
You were in love with him. Yeah. So I was just like starting to come around to him. And then I hear you go, I love Jalen Williams tonight. You absolutely nailed that pick in the last game. And he played 32 minutes in that game. So like the one knock on Jalen Williams typically is he doesn't get the minutes. Clearly they're willing to play him big minutes when they need him. They're going to need him against the Timberwolves in particular with Cat in there, potentially Rudy Gobert. I think both are playing most likely. So Jalen Williams, probably they're going to want him out there. And if he plays anything close to 32 minutes, I'm going to love taking the over on the Jalen Williams rebound prop of 6. We've got him projected for 6.8, but honestly, if he gets the minutes, like he could go way over it. And of course he doesn't need to, he just needs to get up to 7. So love taking the over on 6 rebounds for Jalen Williams, Jaylin Williams.
Yeah, I think what happens this time of year is people underproject major rotation pieces. Yep. Like it takes a little bit of time for it to ramp up. Now, you're going to run into some minutes variability during the course of a 7-game series. People make adjustments, but in these must win, these are all game 7s. Like, Oklahoma City was playing a game 7 last time. I guess Minnesota wasn't really, but you're still going out and playing it with the intention of it being win or go home. And so Jalen Williams, I think it's just a situation where you need his body and his frame on the floor in playoff basketball when you have a center like Jonas Valanciunas, when you have a center like Rudy Gobert. So I think Jalen Williams makes a ton of sense to be playing more minutes come playoff time, something that during the regular season, why would you have him play more than 24, 26 minutes when it's going to be end of game scenarios? You go to a small 5, you have other pieces that they're putting into the rotation. But now you're not going to see Jeremiah Robinson Earl or, Dario Saric did play well, but only 11 minutes. I'm telling you, you just kind of play your dudes in these must-win spots. So once again, I'm there with the Jalen Williams one. And in that vein, one of the guys who is a dude, and I think has to play like a dude for Chicago if they're going to be successful tonight, Nikola Vucevic. 10.5 is the rebound prop that we're looking at for him over there. And this is something I've just steadily talked myself into more and more. 39 minutes against Toronto. We saw Andre Drummond, same exact thing as Jalen Williams. I was just talking about is Vucevic, a much more skilled offensive player. He's been in the league a lot longer. Yes, we know what we're getting. But these minutes they were just under projected that first time around the gate against Toronto. And now you could see him in a lot of situations, barring foul trouble, play 42, 44 minutes tonight. I think it's very live to happen. I can't imagine that a guy who already averages 11 rebounds per game and could be playing almost 10 minutes more than he's played the entire regular season isn't a smash play in terms of the one thing he does above everybody else. I don't know about the usage, but I know about the rebound rate. 10.5, way too low for Vooch.
That was about to be my next pick. So I
Oh, look at
obviously
that.
love that call. We both see that one. Do we want to do one more? Because I've got one more that I
Yep.
think we
Yeah.
could
So
play.
number 5, we're looking for lucky number
I
5.
hate to say it because I don't want to take a Thunder play. I don't want to take multiple
Yeah, you
overs
kind
on
of have
Thunder
to.
players, but you kind of have to. The over on Josh Giddey, 8.5 rebounds, looks really good here. Josh Giddey already averaging about 8 rebounds per game in 31 minutes per game. He's averaging 8 rebounds per game. Now he gets obviously a fast-paced matchup with the Timberwolves, and also we're projecting for 40 minutes tonight. Assuming that Josh Giddey is going to play, 40 plus minutes as he did in the last game against the Pelicans, he played 42 minutes. I think it's reasonable to expect that Josh Giddey is going to be playing 40 plus minutes again. He's a very solid rebounder. So that line is just a little bit too low. We've got him projected for 10.7 rebounds tonight. Give me the over on 8.5.
Yeah, Caruso is an awesome player. Imagine if he consistently got 30 minutes. NBA coaches are idiots. No, they're not idiots. I think what it is Alex Caruso's been hurt a lot over the course of the last year and a half. When he was with the Lakers, he was playing a lot of minutes in the bubble. The Lakers knew what they had with him. He ends up getting paid going to Chicago. He's the number 1 projected defender on dunks and threes in terms of defensive EPM, estimated plus minus. The guy's a freak. People know who he is. That's fantastic. As for Giddey, I'm giddy for it. I think that that's a really good number to be getting. And this game should be flying for all intents and purposes. Minnesota, I mean, they've still found their way into being a top 10 team in terms of pace this season, 101 possessions per 48 minutes. OKC, they just turn games into track meets. Minnesota plays at a faster pace than the Pellies. You thought that game was moving, even though, neither team could really shoot towards the end. The under came through. Feel really good about that. Josh Giddey, very alive for the double-double, triple-double, pretty much every time he takes a floor and is playing 40 minutes. So there you go. Look at that. We had a pretty easy time putting that card together.
Somehow it's easier with only 2 games.
It's somehow easier though too when the stands kind of make sense. Like I feel like there's a lot of times we started doing these shows a couple weeks ago. The end of the season, there was a lot of variability where it's like, this could happen. I know for a fact, barring foul trouble, what these minutes are going to be. And I think that people were a little bit slow on it last game. They might have gotten bailed out a little bit here coming into it. I think these numbers are far more efficient than what they were last time around, but made a killing on the pick'em sites here, Underdog included, just being able to take advantage of what I know about basketball and not having it be reflected in the numbers. Now, Underdog, they know their stuff. They're the news provider for a lot of people around the entire industry. So they're in tune with a lot of things, but that still doesn't mean that we can't take advantage of some numbers that might be a little bit stale and not taking into account game environment. I will add this too, Neil. What do you think about correlating a game just for the hell of it today?
I mean, why not? I think it makes a lot of sense. There's a very good chance that one of these games ends up being a track meet. Of course, I think you and I would both say it's a lot more likely to be the Minnesota and OKC game. Very much more likely, but you could stack up either game. I mean, you can obviously, more people are going to be playing that game because everybody is probably seeing the same thing. You got 2 fast-paced teams in one game, 2 good defensive teams in the other game. So, but if you want to stack up the other game, I mean, there's at least some chance that it's going to go to overtime. Maybe things don't go exactly as expected. So I love the idea of stacking up a game. Either one, actually.
Yeah, either one, and you're getting paid 20x. The average NBA game goes to overtime 5 to 6% of the time. That's 20x right there. If you were to stack them up all hires and play for the triumph that way. So check out Underdog, check out the Pick'em. Really fun, super easy to put the cards together. You might have familiarity with it other places, but this one pays out better than a lot of places. 3x for 2 of 2, that's doable. 10x for 4 of 4, and 20x for 5 of 5. That is fantastic. Thank you to Underdog. Good stuff. Shall we get into a draft for the Fast Break Friday? This is going to be a wild one, sir.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's jump into a draft. I did not have a chance to order our rank our players here, so I'm going to go in and look at that now and at least have that as a guide for me. You can't do ADP, so I don't even know what the order is that they have it in.
This is going to be fantastic.
But usually I go in and use our FanDuel projections to update our rankings according to it. I did not have a chance to do that, so we'll see where their rankings are relative to ours.
So are we on board where we really need to figure out who that last player is in our draft? Because that's going to be the major differentiating piece. Like, the major rotation pieces are going to be added. We got to really throw in a flyer to differentiate. Again, 5K to first, 50K in total prizes here, but there's 11.3K entrants. It's a lot of people that are going to have a lot of overlap if you just say, oh, I'm going to game stack, or oh, I'm going to take best available, because, well, you kind of need some things to break your way.
Sure. That's a very, very good point. Yeah, we saw huge scores in this contest on whatever the last slate was,
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, whatever it was. Some really big scores, and a lot of that was just like at the end. You had Lou Dort going off. You had Jalen Williams, like players that you could get with that final pick. And if you didn't get that pick right, yeah, you're at a huge disadvantage. So that's a good call. Okay, SGA and Butler gone. Those are the top two in our projections. We do have Ant number 3. I would obviously love to go to Ant.
Let's go to Ant. I like this. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to play the skipping the guy who just went off in Josh Giddey, and we're going to go to the guy that, is 4th. I can't believe people want to get to Giddey more than Anthony Edwards here in the same type spot. I get it. Cat on the floor, sharing it with Anthony Edwards now. A little bit different than we ran into before, but yeah, I expect 42-ish minutes.
Also, as Joe Lacate says, thoughts on under on Ant points with that shoulder. It is kind of like he had his worst game like ever, like in the past year in that game. And I think it was mostly after he hurt his shoulder. He was just, his shot was off a little bit. I'm working under the assumption that he's going to be okay in this game, but do you see it? Do you think we need to be factoring that in?
No, they have better drugs than anything you could ever imagine. He's going to be just fine. If it's a stinger, he's going to be just fine. This isn't a pitcher where if your elbow goes out, you can't throw. Like if it's just like if he got a stinger with the shoulder, he's fine.
So our next best projected after Giddey is actually Cat, who is, you don't even see right here on this list.
That's incredible. Z right there. Yep, we're going to be taking Cat
lower.
instantly. That's like an insta click.
Unless JSR takes him.
Just everybody take the Chicago-Miami game. May it go for 92, 91, and then we'll just have all of the players that people don't want.
All right.
No, what an absolute
Bam
piece.
is our next.
Yeah, Bam is our next best. I kind of like DeMar a little bit more than Bam, personally.
I mean, they're less than 1 fantasy point separated. So if you prefer DeMar, I say let's go DeMar.
I do kind of prefer DeMar in a vacuum here. I look at what we're going to expect from Chicago, Miami, and I mean, I would be inclined to go Vooch or DeMar. Bam Adebayo, he's kind of been disappointing in the second half of this season. It's been kind of tough sledding for him, and he played 41 minutes, 12, 9, and 4 against Atlanta. That is so ridiculous. I think there's a combination of Kyle Lowry playing with the ball in his hands, and come playoff time, he kind of knows what to do. And Bam just kind of seems a little clueless out there. So yeah. I'm skipping out on him.
That's fair. All right. So we Bam, DeRozan both. Did somebody take Bam?
No, we took DeRozan. I don't know. So yeah, somebody took Bam.
Vooch, Bam went, and
so I think this is probably a really good Tyler Hero spot. We haven't really gone to that side of it, but like looking at the, I don't know. I'm kind of torn.
Jalen Williams, Mike Conley, and Tyler Hero for me. We have Jalen Williams projected the best.
Tyler Hero's going to be chucking, man. He had 23 shot attempts last time. I think Tyler Hero's the call.
Yeah, I'm good with Tyler Hero.
Again, I hate that we now have 2 pieces from that game when I was intending to. Maybe it all goes through Ant. Maybe it's all through Ant, our guy, your guy for sure.
I love Ant.
I know. I can't believe the LaMelo Ball thing after how bad it felt after one season of watching him succeed. It's worked out so well for us.
Especially the first half of that season, I was just like, of course, typical Timberwolves took this Anthony Edwards guy who says he doesn't even watch basketball. Like that was a like, do you remember that
eating McDonald's, ordering McDonald's to press conferences?
Yeah. It's like, and then halfway through the season, something clicked with that. And suddenly it was like, holy shit, we got the next superstar. Like I love this kid.
Yeah, he's such an athletic freak. Even playing as terrible as what he did, there were a couple of plays he made towards the end of that Lakers game where it was just like an athletic move to the basket on a couple where I'm like, do that more. Yeah. Do that. Like your 3 isn't dropping.
Right.
Every high school coach in the history of the world is like, oh, if your shot isn't falling, start taking it to the rack, get to the line, do some things that way.
I'm good with Conley. How do you feel about Conley here?
I think it's Rudy Gobert's spot if we're going to be doing anything there. Oh, he did? Yeah. Oh, shoot.
So it's
Kyle Lowry, Lou Dort. Yeah, it's definitely Mike Conley there. Yeah. I think out of all those. We have one more spot though, right? Or we have 2 more?
I think 2 more.
2 more? Yep. We're on 4 dash. Sorry, it's so small on my computer there. And then the iPad's behind. let's see. Now, this is where I think the draft gets really, really interesting, is figuring out what to do with these last two picks. Because I don't want to get anything remotely close to ADP is probably the right impression that I'm getting. Maybe you kind of have to, because it feels like we've missed out on a lot of like the major upside guys outside of Ant. Like SGA goes off, you're drawing dead. If Butler or Towns goes off, we're drawing dead. I think we want to try to get really contrarian here.
All right. Like, can we scroll down a little bit, Jordan?
Yeah. Who's the one piece?
I mean, Caruso would probably.
Taurean Prince feels like the guy, right?
I could go for Taurean Prince.
Taurean Prince isn't anywhere close to the board right now. He played a ton last game, and there's a very strong possibility where Rudy Gobert plays 28 minutes and they go small ball, and we don't have Gobert. I think Taurean Prince has to be like a guy to consider that we just reach for right now.
Yeah, as far as guys that are completely off the board, do you want to go two of those types of guys here at the end? Five?
Yeah, I think we do. Okay. I think on the back half of it, like if it were something where, Lou Dort even is, go to the top one more time here, Jordan Klein. Producer extraordinaire Jordan Klein, of course. Yeah, see, Caleb Martin, Kobe White, what are we really missing out at there? Like, right. I don't think we're missing out on anything.
No, yeah, I'm comfortable with it.
I feel like Taurean Prince, because he's further down the list, is, and his minutes, he could play 14, but again, who cares? We're trying to shoot for the top. I think grabbing Taurean Prince and then trying to play like a foul trouble game for, like, does Vucevic get in foul trouble where you could get Drummond out on the floor? Do you get a situation where Kobe White, well, I'm talking myself out of any Kobe White, anything.
All right.
Isaiah Joe, perhaps?
Isaiah Joe's interesting if he gets
That's
hot.
The other one. I think maybe getting two pieces from that game that are just further down the board, that combination of players won't really be extracted. I don't want to be dealing with McLaughlin, Sarah McLaughlin for sure. I will remember you. Jalen Noel, not now.
Yeah.
Isaiah Joe season.
Isaiah Joe?
Yeah. Again, now we've got the best game environment, and there's a very clear way where Isaiah Joe knocks down 6 or 7 threes in this game. Yeah. He's done that how many times this season?
Timberwolves are going to be up 30 in the fourth quarter, and they're going to say, hey, Joe, go shoot some threes.
Martin could have a bigger day. They'll need him on the floor for this game for defensive purposes. Yeah, I think that's true, but I'm trying to see like what the path for upside. It would just have to be a ton of defensive stats, because I can't imagine Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo are going to be making way for Caleb Martin out there. I mean, the one guy who's out there to shoot is Max Strus in any capacity, but God, I love playoff basketball. That's basically what this is. Let's be serious.
Yeah, it feels like the playoffs to me. Can you rate?
All right, Bev, are we clicking Isaiah Joe? Are we making? Or we got it?
We got Isaiah.
We got it. Look at that.
Bev,
I feel pretty good about taking those flyers on the back half. I almost want to do one more draft if we have time. I think we do.
We can do one more.
Do we have one more? Yeah, let's go to one more. I think this is a fun exercise, and we can go a minute or two over. Let's fire this one back up. Fast Break Friday. Try to get a different ADP, get a different spot here to be drafting. I'm feeling like we're gonna get the SGA one. Like SGA is a clear advantage on today's
We got
slate.
the same pick. We got the same pick, and we're playing Jazar again. We have the exact same. We had Jazar between us the last time with the fourth pick. I hate that.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a clear advantage to get SGA. He's projected by 9 more than everybody else. So probably would be firing a couple clips, making sure that I got exposure to SGA in some capacity.
Only 5 more for SGA on on FanDuel.
Yeah,
for us, but still a pretty big gap there. Also, we just don't want to have the same exact players, so I don't know.
All right, so what's the game plan here? I think, I like Ant over Giddey. I think we might want to just make that our stand in both lineups.
I'm okay with taking that stand because we have projected better. I think most likely because they have Giddey projected better, and because of Ant's shoulder concerns. My guess is that Ant is typically not going at the 3 spot, so. Somewhat contrarian, I guess.
Yeah. Very contrarian, yes.
And then hopefully this time we get Cat to fall. I guess it was Jazar who sniped us. Jazar might be watching this show and taking Cat from us.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. Anthony Edwards, I feel pretty good that we're going to get him based on what we saw last game.
Yeah. I mean, if we could get Butler, I would take. If we get SJ or Butler instead, I would take them over Ant since we got
I would
Ant
agree.
last time. But
I don't think you're getting SGA if you're not 1-1. I,
probably
I
not.
I would be shocked if somebody skipped out on him in 1-1.
Sure enough,
Yep. It will be, I mean, you'd be kind of foolish not to.
I wouldn't be shocked just because there are enough casual players in these. But
Mhm.
and also when people like after they've done 140 drafts, sometimes people get a little bit weird. But yeah, it's still more likely than not people are taking SGA number one, especially when they've
Oh,
got that badge there.
yeah. We're going to get a little bit weird with this one. We're going to get freaking naughty.
Ooh,
And
we can take Jimmy Butler with the 3 here. They
yeah,
went
we're going
Giddy
to go
number
Jimmy
2.
Butler now. Yeah. Somebody just passed up for Giddy there. Yeah, we got to get exposure to Butler. Didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, don't mind that. So now we could get one of Ant, Cat, or Bam with the next
Yep,
pick. I guess we skipped over Bam last time.
we did.
We'll see what Jay's does. Maybe he takes Ant and Cat.
Jays. Scar. A little bit of that. Don't forget, everybody, double your first deposit. Promo code Stokastic, STOKASTIC. It's on the bottom bar there. Spell that out. Get yourself $100 first match deposit bonus. If you want to deposit 20, you'll get 20. You want to deposit 50, you'll get 50, so on and so forth, up to $100. Going to be great stuff. I would like Jay-Zar to actually just like draft, though. That would be ideal, is if he didn't take the entire clock at the turn, just to take
Maybe he's auto
best
drafting.
available.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might be auto drafting here.
Well, if you were
Well,
auto drafting, it would go click, click, right?
only if he turned off the auto mode. Like he's letting it
Oh,
run, but I don't know.
find out.
Oh, he took both of our guys.
Yep.
All right, so we
Towns and
took
Edwards. That's
DeMar
a
last
great
time.
turn. Like,
That is a great turn. Yeah.
did he get SGA as well?
No. What do you think? So we took DeMar last time. I'd be
Oh,
inclined to
yeah,
go.
no.
Do you want to go Vooch here or Levine or something? Something a
Yeah,
little bit
so I
different?
think, I mean, we got Butler. I like the Vooch call or the DeRozan call. Actually, I think DeRozan, just because
Oh, that's right. Because
Levine.
because we didn't get Butler last time, so it is already a different lineup. So yeah, I'd be okay
Yep.
with that.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, kind of make us stand. Yeah, I like the DeMar DeRozan. I think he's going to be the guy who kind of gets it done for Chicago tonight. Let's go there. Him and Butler, that should be most of the usage. I mean, Levine played so well against Toronto. What happened last game doesn't necessarily happen here. Getting into the lobby with Jay-Zar, he uses an entire clock every time. Yep. Yeah, he uses the entire clock. This was an oversight. I thought we were going to maybe fly through a draft, but
yeah, we're fine. We'll go a couple minutes over. Maybe he's one of these guys who like sets his rankings and then just like sets it on autopilot, like drafts, enters 150 at once, and they just run.
when he gets the turn though, and you have to wait for a minute, it's less fun. But coffee break, it's always good.
Carlos Manzo says you have to put autopilot on. A lot of people auto and they milk the entire clock. It's fucking annoying. Yeah, that's I've definitely found that to be the case. So yeah,
Yep.
it's some sites it'll be like if you miss two, and I think Underdog used to be this way. Like if you miss 2 picks, they will automatically turn on autopilot. I think they turned off that feature though.
Sucks.
Yeah.
The good old days. Still great. Underdog, still great. Brandon Katz, Edward struggles. Jordan Klein. I started reading and then it was just that's a dumb take by Adam. Valanciunas almost never plays more than 25 minutes against Valanciunas. Stream elements. See, these are the things I miss now. I got my guy Neil. We're gonna have to do a live before lock during the playoffs at some point, especially if our Timberwolves can get to.
Oh man, we got to do a Timberwolves live before lock. What do you think, Conley or Jalen Williams or Tyler Hero?
Tyler Hero for sure. We're already invested in that game environment now at this point.
We're playing the ugly game. Let's do it.
We're playing the ugly game. Triple overtime, please. Triple overtime, please. Yeah, the same thing. People draft 5+ lobbies at the same time. They don't want to miss one accidentally and have all their drafts toggled auto. That makes sense. I think that makes sense. And, like most sites, you should be catering to the people who use your site the most.
Yep.
Makes sense. I have no problem with it. Just because we're trying to create content for it and, try to do it all in a lot of time. Yeah, I guess we started like 2 or 3 over anyway. This will be perfect. We'll be doing great. Jay-Zah. Just don't like waiting. Jay Williams, good stuff. Oh, are we gonna have to do like the standalone Rudy Gobert click? I think we are.
It's not the ugliest click.
I know.
I'd be okay with it. Maybe he leaves us Conley. Who would you rather have between Conley and Gobert?
Walker Kessler.
Heartbreaking. Why'd you got to go there?
Because I'm funny. That's
Yeah.
what I'm here to do.
That's true. Actually, I guess you didn't hear.
Rudy Gobert just got taken. Yep.
Yep. Conley.
Son of a biscuit.
Maybe you haven't.
Kyle Lowry. Are we just stacking up the game?
Oh, you want to go Kyle Lowry? Over
I do.
Conley?
I want to stack up the game. Let's stack up the ugly game.
Let's get weird.
Watch it burn.
I don't know if you heard though, like you probably can't come back on live before lock, Eric, because we are no longer allowed to have joy. It has to be. Greg and I had to go fully straight face yesterday. We were getting yelled at if ever there was a joke, because Greg doesn't want to get banned. We're avoiding getting banned on DraftKings. So I'm
just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah,
a little bit of that. It's good. It's good. Greg does need to be careful. Yeah, when you draft 300 lineups, it is what it is. You're gonna have to evade the rules eventually. Terrible person. Love you, Greg. Just kidding. By the way, those were all jokes. I can't believe he had to go do that. That's still incredible.
So I love that so much.
I just find that
went down. And also, I'm thinking like, which intern had to go like watch clips of our shows? Like,
somebody did.
Yep.
There were emails sent. Gregory Ehrenberg, DFS. Look at what he's saying. This is not okay. Smash that like button. What a great idea. I haven't asked for likes the entire show. We've got nearly 60 people here. We are getting off the board, off the reservation. I don't know if I want to have like 4 Miami Heat players. Maybe though.
Yeah,
Caleb Martin.
That's a bit much. I think that's a bit much.
We want to balance it out with some Chicago on the other side if we can. Alex Caruso season, if we can get there. I doubt we can.
We'll see.
Are they going to take him? Otherwise, we have to go Kobe White and just, as disgusting as that is.
Carlos Manzo, what was it specifically that he said? He actually told me it was a number of things. There were a number of different people complained. I think the biggest offender was he made a joke.
Caruso gone. Kobe White. Let's go.
All right, let's go Kobe. Yeah, I like that. He made a joke that he knew that Will Zalatoris was not going to play because Will Zalatoris, his caddy, had texted him to tell him that he wasn't playing. So he had 0% Will Zalatoris. And of course, Greg didn't even play the PGA slate. So it was like, just like look for entries from Greg. He didn't even play the fucking slate. So it was bizarre. But
the best part is that I'm the only person who actually knows PGA Tour golfers. Like, has played with them, knows them. They know me. I would be the person who would actually maybe get that text, and I've never gotten that text before. So just throwing it out there.
It'd be weird to get that text, right?
It would be fantastic to a certain extent, but you think if I got that text, I would ever say?
No, you can't say.
I guess I would because I do content and I want to be forthcoming. But yeah, never gotten that text. Nobody ever gets that text. Not a thing. People don't want to bite the hand that feeds them, which is, insane.
And then Greg also regularly says that Onyx tier members are allowed 1 super secret late swap after the games have started per month or something like that. So he says that kind of stuff all the time. And apparently he does say it like he's very deadpan when he does this. So I think some people just like, they can do that. That's bullshit, and get pissed off.
I love it. Yeah. I love people. It's so great. Brandon Katz is still timed out right now. Poor Brandon. He came over to support our show, hanging out, watching Underdog.
There he is. There he is.
Gets sent to the other dimension. Eric trying his best to destroy fantasy lineup by recommending DeRozan in a big game against a good defensive team. No, Brandon, I'm trying to stack up an entire game because we kind of got screwed. You don't have SGA.
Do we go back to Prince here? What do you think?
Either Prince or Patrick Williams. Just round out the Chicago. Go 3 and 3.
Yeah, let's go 3 and 3. Let's do it.
I think we're different just by not having any of OKC, Minnesota, which is probably a terrible idea, but. Again, happy to burn $5 in the name of triple overtime.
Yeah. Brett says Pat Williams versus Joe versus Vincent. Yeah, I think it's a good question. But yeah, you kind of lean based on the lineup you already have. So for us, I think Patrick Williams made sense. But we took Joe the first time over Patrick Williams.
Joe would be the preference. If you're asking straight up between the 3, I think Isaiah Joe has the most upside. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah. Isaiah Joe has had multiple games this season where he comes off of a game where he puts up like 5 fantasy points, and then all of a sudden he's got 35, and you're wondering what happened. Well, he knocked down 6 threes, 7 threes. So
yeah,
very, very live. One of the best shooters in the NBA. All righty. We are over our allotted time, but smashed this draft, I still think. Did the best that we could with the third spot. That's a tough spot to get dropped into two of them. If you get the one pick, don't screw it up. Use it wisely. But my friend, Neil Orfield, any final words for the people as we get out of here?
Go Wolves.
Go Wolves. Enjoy it tonight. Thank you to Jordan Klein behind the virtual glass. Yeah, I'm jealous. Neil. That's all. We're going to get ourselves out of here. Thank you to Underdog Fantasy. Check them out. Promo code Stokastic, $100. Double your first match deposit bonus up to $100. Good stuff. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets tonight.